Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another backpacking adventure here in southern Utah. Today I'm with 3 of my buddies, and right now we are setting off for a 3-day backpacking loop here in the Escalante canyons, starting from the Silver Falls Creek trailhead. Today we'll be hiking around 8 miles through Silver Falls Creek Canyon until we reach the Escalante River. We'll then be setting up camp there. Tomorrow we'll be hiking in and out of the river, heading south about 4.5 miles. And then we will set up camp at the mouth of Choprock Canyon. On day 3, we're going to be hiking through Choprock Canyon and maybe even making it out that day. Not too sure yet. It's definitely going to be a full day. We do have one car parked at the end of Choprock Canyon so that it is not necessary to walk around the side of this and back to the Silver Falls Creek trailhead where we're starting now. The only water on the hike is from the Escalante River, so we have some packed now, and then of course we'll be walking through the river tomorrow, so it'll be there tomorrow. And then on the last day, we'll probably stock up in the morning for a day and a half, just in case we don't make it out of Choprock all in one day. It's a little overcast right now, but it's supposed to be around high of 70 each day, low of around 40 to 45, so pretty much perfect. I was hiking in this area around this time last year, and it's honestly one of my favorite places in the world, so I'm really excited to be back out here exploring some new slot canyons. So with that being said, gonna enjoy the day, and I will see you guys at camp once we make it to the Escalante River.
freaking made it. So freaking cool.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to day number 2 of the trek. Yesterday, hiking down Silver Falls Creek Canyon went pretty much perfectly. The route was pretty much completely flat. It is a cross-country route, so usually in those instances there is some route finding, but since you have canyon walls on both sides of you, it's pretty easy to find the way. There's no trail except for a few shortcut trails in and out of the wash, but for the most part you are following the wash. So a very easy 7 miles, and then once we got to the river we all had a swim, and we have our camp set up here, and the river is just over there on the other side of those trees. We all sat out by the fire last night. Lots of peace and quiet out here. It's just yeah, such a beautiful area. One of my favorite places ever. Yesterday we got a tip from another hiker that the first part of our day today is actually going to be a 2.5 mile trail that doesn't go through the river at all. If you remember me saying yesterday, today's day was supposed to be 4.5 miles of what we thought was walking through the river in and out until we get to the mouth of Choprock Canyon. So if that is the case and there's a trail for this first 2.5 miles, then that only leads us 2 miles of walking in and out of the river until we get to the mouth of Choprock. We all woke up to beautiful blue skies and sunshine this morning, and honestly the weather's just been so nice the entire time that I feel like I could just walk around half naked out here. Anyway, I think we're all gonna go have a nice swim in the river to get the morning started right, then come back to camp, pack up, cook up some breakfast, and then make our way to the mouth of Choprock Canyon. See you guys out on the trail.
Might be under my shirt.
I'll try this, the chili mix. So that was good?
It is good, yeah. These big guys, eh?
Yeah.
Not a red one. Or is that a red one?
I think it's a bull snake.
Bull snake. Oh yeah, no rattle. That is a large snake. Are they venomous?
Yellow touching black, venom black.
So much warmer last night when you were thinking that.
Good morning, everybody. It is now day 3 of the hike. There was indeed a trail at the beginning of yesterday. I don't think it quite went 2 miles, but it went a good ways before we had to start walking through the river. And then we did try to take some side trails out of the river a few times, but to be honest, they were not super reliable. A lot of them just ended up going into brush and made for a slower pace. So we ended up walking through the river most of the day yesterday. I don't think it ever got above knee high for me. And yeah, it's extremely beautiful. We didn't see any people until we got to the mouth of Choprock. Choprock seems to be quite a busy day hike destination. But yeah, we were moving pretty slow yesterday. Took us around 5 hours to do that. 4.5 miles in and out of the river. Today's going to be a bit of a longer day. I think we got at least 10 miles to go through Choprock, and I'm also a bit skeptical about the route. I'm just hoping we don't get cliffed out or run into some boulders that make us have to turn around, because there really is not much information on this route besides the canyoneering route. It seems to be quite popular, and some people died in that a few years ago. They were swimming through some water and got hypothermia. So we're definitely going to avoid the canyoneering route. I'm just really hoping there's a clear backpacking route. Otherwise we have to turn around and go all the way back the same way we went. So a bit nervous, but mostly excited. Got my friends with me, so can't beat that. It's gonna get pretty tight in this canyon, I think. Should be extremely scenic. So gonna enjoy the views, gonna enjoy another day of perfect weather. And hopefully I'll see you guys out at the end of Choprock Canyon.
Oh,
Hey guys, I'm not any sort of botanist or any professional at all, so don't take my word too closely on this. But what I know of is that this is Mormon tea, also known as ephedra, and you can take these sticks and boil them and make a nice tea out of them. It's got ephedrine in it, which is you might know from like Sudafed being like pseudoephedrine. It gives a little bit of a buzz, not a little bit like caffeine, but not exactly like caffeine. So I think, yeah, there's things people call it Mormon tea because they're able to drink it instead of caffeine. Again, I'm no professional. Maybe look up this a little bit more, but yeah, that's just a little bit I know.
So it's now the next morning and I'm camped just outside of the town of Escalante, still in Utah. Yesterday went pretty much perfectly, as did the entire trip, to be honest. As you saw, we made it all the way through and out Choprock Canyon. No difficulties at all, and it was incredibly scenic. As you saw, there was a very beautiful slot canyon section just a few miles after we left camp. And then the canyon kept getting wider and wider as we pushed further on back towards the car. We only saw a few people yesterday. We actually met some people who didn't think it was even possible to make it all the way through Choprock Canyon. And not only is it possible, it's very easy walking, just like in the Silver Falls Creek Canyon. Incredibly scenic, very gradual elevation change the entire time there. I want to give a big shout out and a special thank you to my new friend John Nelson, who came all the way here from Ireland to travel around the Southwest with us. It was his first time ever in the American West, his first time backpacking in the desert, and he said it was some of the best scenery that he had ever seen in his life. So I'm really glad you enjoyed it as much as you did, man. We really enjoyed having you here. This trip definitely would not have been the same without you. So with that being said, you're a top-class lad. I'm going to dedicate this video to you. Really hope you enjoyed watching it, and until we meet again, happy days.